This 2014 Polaris Sportsman 450 does not belong to me. It belongs to a friend who kindly let me borrow it for the afternoon to go out on a ride and set up a trail camera in the forest. I just had my very first experience on a newer Polaris Sportsman and Polaris Sportsman 570. I've read about them, I've watched videos of them. I came very close to buying one back in December of 2015 when I bought my 2016 Honda Rancher, which if you've watched my channel you've seen over 100 videos of. So like I say, I just had my very first experience, first impression on a Polaris Sportsman 570, and I want to share some of those, well, some of my thoughts and impressions from my first experience on one of these machines. And just so you can see, there's the date of manufacture right there. Anyhow, I went out and rode some of the same trails that I often ride and have ridden dozens of times on my Honda Rancher, and the exact same trails on this quad I could ride more quickly and more comfortably, simply put. And you know, I put 3,400 miles on that, between 3,300 and 3,400 miles on my 2016 Honda Rancher, so I'm very familiar with that machine, and sold it in August. And anyhow, just rode this because I wanted to get a chance to get a feel for the Sportsman 570, and the power is very impressive, much more power than my 2016 Honda Rancher. It's much faster, the top end, cruising down the paved road or the highway or trails, all of which I did today. It does more comfortably at speed. And you know, where my Honda Rancher started running out of breath at about 43 miles an hour, it would go up to 50 and hit a rev limiter. This thing doesn't at all. It feels very comfortable and just happy still at 40, 45, even 50 miles an hour, and it still pulls if you hit the throttle. I won't go into all the different things that I observe that are per se differences between this and the Honda Rancher. I could do that another time, but I just wanted to share that, you know, I can't speak to reliability. This thing has a little over 1,000 miles on it. I don't want to get into any of that. I really can't. But I can say that my overall experience today riding this machine on the same trails I've ridden dozens of times on my solid rear axle Honda Rancher, my man alive, this thing just ate those trails up. The rocks, the jumps, the obstacles, the corners, hills, straightaways, all of it. And I kept thinking I would not mind acquiring one of these my next go around just to give it a try. And anyhow, it's like I say, I'm very impressed. It did well on fuel over the 38 miles that I rode. The ride is very plush and it handles rocks and ruts and everything else with much more composure and comfort than my Rancher did. And again, just the power was something that was surprising to me and fun, pleasant. And I think overall I just got back after, you know, a 2-hour ride, and I don't feel as fatigued as I did before. I mean, the Rancher didn't beat me up. I enjoyed it, as you know, but it was more comfortable on this machine. So just thought I'd share my first impressions of the Polaris Sportsman 570. Like I say, this has nothing to do with resale value or reliability or anything like that. It's just my first impressions on a machine I've never experienced before, but I put through the ringer today. And I'll be putting up some videos of this ride, both GoPro and well, I didn't take any with my phone today, so just from my GoPro I'll put up a few videos from my ride in the coming weeks if you're interested.